Good morning, everybody. It's Graham again from Unearthed for the next episode of Detecting Talk. Tuesday nights, Friday nights. That's when we're aiming to do these small films. So thanks everybody for watching and tuning in once again. Just a quick one before we start. Some of you guys on here that follow me and Unearthed are probably aware of our live draw. That's coming up soon. This is your chance to win one of two detectors. The tokens are on the website. You buy a £5 token, that enters you into the draw, which we do a live draw on Facebook when all the tokens are sold, and it's your chance to win a top-end machine for very little outlay. So the idea of doing this is not everybody can afford to buy expensive and top-end metal detectors. So what we do these draws periodically for people, or give the chance for people to win a metal detector for very little outlay. So the detectors up for grabs are the latest XP-ORX high frequency detector, which is a cracking machine by all accounts, and of course the tried and tested Technetics T2 latest edition, special edition DST with all the trimmings. So that's two detectors up for grabs. By all means, enter, buy a token, you'll get an email back with your token number and you'll be entered into the draw. So good luck. I'll keep my fingers crossed. Many people have won these detectors off us over the years. So this is another chance for somebody to win one of two machines. Both machines would be up for grabs and two people can win. So there you go, folks. Now this episode of Detecting Talk is largely based around permissions. Now we've covered permissions a lot on these series, so we're going to have to sort of cap it off probably at this one. But what I'm finding is, and this has happened to me and it would have happened to you guys on here watching, is every now and then you'll be offered the chance to be a guest on people's permissions. Now I'm always a little bit wary when somebody says to me, my fields have just been ploughed, you can come and have a day's detecting with us or me. Now I get offered a lot over the years, opportunities to go detecting with individuals. Now, and I always decline, and the reason why I decline is because A, it's their permission, and you always feel a little bit sort of out on a limb as a guest. So I'm always apprehensive about taking up the offer, and most of the offers are very kind offers. There's no hidden agenda, but one or two you've just got to be a little bit careful of, I think. So for example, if you take up somebody's offer to go detecting for a day on their permissions, at some point you're going to have to return that favour, so just be aware of that. There's a lot of people out there asking for invites as well, and this is another part of the topic, and they get invited out on a person's permission. It might be their pride and joy permission, it might be the best permissions they've got, but they don't get the offer back. So just be wary of these offers that are coming through from people from time to time. I always stand back and say, thanks very much for the offer, it's flattering, but I've got my own permissions, thank you very much. Now some of you guys might be quite happy to take up the chance of the offer of detecting for a day on other people's land, but just remember, at some point you'll probably be expected to return the favour. Not always, because there's a heck of a lot of good-hearted people out there that would just offer a day's detecting with no hidden agenda, which I've already said. But just be wary that if you're offered the chance to go for a day's detecting with somebody, at some point you may have to do the same back and offer a chance for them to go detecting on your permission. So you've got to weigh that up. And also, you get offered the chance to go out detecting a few times with certain individuals or people that are kind enough to offer. What are the chances of you getting an invite back if you find something really good on their permission? So you've got to bear that in mind as well. So the wonderful world of detecting, I suppose. But just be a little bit wary of these offers that come forward from time to time about detecting on people's permissions. I've just got to be frank with you guys. It's happened to us over the years and myself many times, and I always decline. Now the other thing is to consider or to think about is, I've noticed over the last few years that the growing emergence of people posting their finds on social media. So for example, me as an individual, I love to show my finds off to people. I'm a great believer, if you make a good find out in the field, don't keep it to yourself, you and the landowner or your friend that you're detecting with. You've worked hard for that find. It's took you many, many years to make that special coin find or that special artifact find. You know, why not share it with people? It's about showing people what you can find with your metal detector. It's your moment, not so much moment of glory, but it's your moment to show people how well you've done out in the field for all the hours and the effort you've put in to detecting over the decades, years, whatever it may be. But I'm finding quite a lot of people now are posting up stuff on social media. So for example, you find a lovely gold ring, and this is just an example that I'm making here, a bit of a case study. You find a lovely gold ring, you're overjoyed with that find. So first thing you do, you show your friends it, you stare at the thing in the field, all its glory and its beauty. And then when you get home, you might want to think about uploading it to social media to show people your find of the day, find of the week, and it could even be the find of a lifetime. Now, what happens sometimes is you'll get a message. You'll get messages off people saying, where did you find it? Where did you find that at? Where have you been today? And I think that's quite rude for people to do that. I would never dream of messaging somebody if they've just found a lovely artifact or coin and say, where have you been? Where have you found this at today? Where have you been? You know, if these people that are finding these things want to share that with you, they would have put it on the post in the first place. So just common courtesy, I guess, guys. There's a lot of people out there asking where people are detecting and where they're making the good finds at. And I think a lot of times that puts people off actually uploading their finds to social media and showing off what they've been finding. I think a few people are saying, I ain't posting that up anymore, because they're getting too many messages off people asking where they've been. So it's just a bit of courtesy, isn't it? I mean, I suppose, you know, it's human nature to ask the question, but you're all detectorists. Would you like it happening to you? Probably not. So just be a little bit wary of that, folks, I think. There is a hidden message in there, isn't it? It's just out of courtesy. But I would never do it, and I'm sure you guys would never do it. But it'd be good to hear some of your accounts of permissions or invites. I mean, some of you guys probably get invited all the time and have a really good experience. But you know, I've also heard and hearing of some quite nightmarish scenarios, you know, where people have been invited onto people's land and they've took them out for a day and they found some nice things and they've gone back behind the individual's back. So you've just got to be a bit careful. So I would love to hear your experiences, good and bad, about this particular topic. And also, I'd love to hear some feedback from you guys regarding the posting up of finds on places like Facebook, Instagram, maybe even YouTube to a degree. And do you get a lot of people asking you if they could come detecting with you, or could they accompany you out in the fields, or where you've been finding it at? You know, are you quite abrupt, or do you just say to them, you know, or do you tell them directly where you've been? Some people may do that. It'd be really good to hear some feedback. But I think there's a growing number of people out there sort of throwing caution to the wind slightly and not caring even to a degree about what the questions that they're asking to these people that are finding coins and artifacts. So all that common courtesy, folks. I'm sure you'll agree. So I don't know what you think about that topic, but it's certainly been on my mind to put this into a small film for some time. It's just one of them topics that come up every now and then. There's my feet booting the table underneath, of course. So give us some feedback. It'd be interesting to see what you think. Now, finally, you'll have seen on the previous video that we buried the hoard down about 20 odd inches. I think it was 22 inches with a bit of iron knocking around in there, a hoard of bronze Roman coins. It seems to have set tongues wagging. I did get an email off somebody saying, has the hoard been declared? Well, no, the hoard hasn't been declared because it's not actually a real hoard. These are single Roman coins that have been collected over the years for this particular purpose. So it's not as if it's a proper, legitimate hoard that I have found, and I have not declared it. It's nothing wrong that I am doing. It's purely for test purposes. Now, it will be interesting to see how detectors perform of this particular test. I have to say at this point, I have not tested a single detector over it. So We're waiting for it to bed in. We'll maybe try a couple of machines maybe next week to see how we get on. A lot of people are saying my particular machine will find it. A lot of people are saying I don't think any machine will find it because it's too deep. So it will be interesting to see if any machines register this hard. Now you've got to remember, we've done it at this depth to give an extreme example of how deep some of these hards on pastures can be, because over the years on pasture where it hasn't been ploughed and the agricultural machinery hasn't brought it to the surface, over time these hards, they may have been buried 16 inches down, 15 inches down, but they're going to work their way down slowly, I think, because all the activity underneath the hard pot, the worms going underneath it, the moles tunnelling underneath, going to drop the hard down, which has been proved in the past. So it's not to catch out anybody's machines. I don't expect every machine to pick it. I'm sure the introductory machines and some of the mid-range machines will not pick it up. Even some of the high-end machines that people pay a lot of money for probably won't pick it up. But it's a great test. And if no machines pick it up, it's a great tester for future metal detectors and future technology that may be just around the corner, who knows, to see if any of these, you know, new machines or future machines will actually register the hard. So that hard isn't going anywhere. If no machines pick it up, the hard will not be removed. It will stay down there maybe 20 years, maybe 30 years. Let's just see in the future if any machines pick it up. So it's down there as a, you know, for a purpose. It's down there for a test. I've had some interesting emails and messages of people using particular machines saying my machine won't have a problem with picking that up because I fit this particular coil to it and my machine's already a deep seeking machine. It'll hammer that hard all day long. I admire the confidence of people, I really do. But like I said, I've had a lot of other messages of people saying, nah, I don't think any machine's going to pick it up. So it will be interesting to see if anything touches it. And what we'll probably do is I'll maybe take 2 or 3 detectors out on that test bed in the next week or two, just to see if any of the low-end introductory machines or even maybe the mid-range machines will pick it up, and then we'll go to the big boys in the future. But of course it's dry at the moment. We haven't had any rain for a long time here, believe it or not, and that'll probably soon change. But in winter time, when the ground's wet and the conductivity's better, I'm sure we might just get a squeak or two out of a couple of machines, who knows. So watch this space, folks. Thank you very much for watching. Give me some feedback on this particular film about permissions, invites, posting up finds on social media, and people asking where you found it at. Do you be a bit prickly about it, or do you just ignore, or do you just think it's part and parcel of detecting? Who knows. Catch up with you soon. The next episode of Detecting Talk will be this Friday. And before I disappear, one more time, remember to enter the competition to win 1 or 2 detectors. You've got to be in it to win it, folks. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch up with you wonderful people very soon. Bye for now.